Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my new tutorial. And one of my friends, Phenom on Steam, asked me to make a tutorial on how I edited my friend's Wallbang. So I'm gonna quickly go through that, and if this is no use to you, don't worry about watching it. This is mainly for him and a few other people that have been asking me on Steam. It's going to be a pretty basic tutorial because what I'm going to be doing isn't very hard. So if you already make CS videos, you might as well just exit the video now because it's not going to help you at all. Right, so I've already got all the clips recorded. Here it is here. Here's the main shot clip. Then we go back into the smooths, and here's the two smooths I use. So in total we have 3 clips. We have the unedited version of him shooting, and then we have the one of me dying, and the one of the camera flying from him up through the ramp section, which is here. So now what we need to do is edit all of these together. So the first thing that we need to do is find a song. So I'll just use the same song so it's easier for me, and I used a song called Loner. And then we need to figure out where we're going to sync it. Alright, we'll start it here, delete that, and then drag this back. So the first main part where the shot goes off is this big beat here. Right there. So what we can do is find where the first big beat is and press M. And you'll see it creates this orange marker. And what you want to do is do that on every part that you want a shot, or on every big beat that you want something to happen. So say if you want an effect to go off, or you want it to flash black and white on this little beat build up part, then press M on all of these, and it just makes it easier to sync something to it. Yeah, so now what we need to do is grab the video of him shooting, and it's as easy as lining it up. But as you can see, he had to line up the shot to get the wallbang in the right place. So what I did is I edited this out. So I'll quickly show you how I did this. You want to separate the audio and the video by pressing U on your keyboard, and that way you can drag the audio out of the way and you don't need to worry about cutting that up. So now that we've got just the video here, we want to see him running in but not scoping at the ground. So we'll go back to here, just before he scopes, so about there, and we'll press S to split the clip. So now we've just got him running up, and then we want it to go just before the shot, so say here, and then we'll split again here. So we pretty much cut out a lot of time here, and it just makes the shot look a bit better. You can also fully cut out the scope if it's lined up properly and make the shot into a no scope. I do that with some frags. Then we'll just keep sliding this across. Move your cursor onto the orange flag, which is the beat, and then keep sliding this across until you see him shoot. And that way you know it's perfectly lined up. And then we can start editing all of this. So drag this back a bit, and then move this in, and we'll just drag these over so it has this crossfade here. And what I did in my edit was I made black come in from the corners and make a scope there. So I'll show you how to do that, which is really easy. I have a full long tutorial on it if for some reason you don't understand how to do this. Go to Transitions tab and choose Iris. Now get circle out center or whatever, and drag that onto the crossfade here. And you can see what it is it just goes from the center and goes outwards, but we want to reverse that, so go to direction here and go iris in, and whoop, you can already see it's pretty much got the whole effect there, but it looks a bit weird here. So the easiest way to fix this is actually lengthen that, sorry. Go to the frame where it just before it enters the scope, so that would be here. Then we want to bring up the effects properties by clicking there. I want to find it again, sorry. Make a keyframe. Delete this first keyframe, otherwise it's gonna stuff up. Just trust me. and then you want to go one frame across and then turn the feathering right up, so that way it pretty much disappears. So now what we've got is that, and you can see it's already there. Another cool thing you can do is just go to the first one and turn the feathering up a bit so it starts like soft. It gradually goes in around the edges dark, and then it does that. So I'll just leave it like that. So if we quickly preview that, it's all good. Alright, so now that we've got that shot there, we can bring back our audio, cut out everything except for the AWP shot, which is this part here, then drag that across to the flag again, so we know it's perfectly lined up. And what you can do, if you're going to slow it down a bit after, or just if it's a big shot, you can slow the AWP shot down a bit to make it slightly more bassy and just sound a bit cooler. So what you can do is hold Control on your keyboard and go to the end of the clip, and there'll be a squiggly line under it which will appear, and then just drag it out a little bit. And if you listen to it now, it'll just sound stretched and a bit like, it'll sound vibraty. You'll have to hear it to get what I mean. But to fix this, right click on it, go Properties, and click Lock to Stretch. If you can't see that there, make sure the method is set to Classic and it'll appear. And that way it'll just be slowed down. Don't do it too much because it starts to sound a bit weird if you do. So right after the shot, we saw it zoom right in through that wall, and then right back to my head of me getting shot. So you want to cut pretty much a frame after, or we'll say 3 frames, so just go left. And we want to keep this clip, so we'll just drag that off to the side, and then align this one here. But as you can see, if we just go straight from here to here, it looks a bit weird. So the way I fixed this was click the pan and crop button here, which is this little square. Then go forward to when he shoots, so right there. Drag this back a frame, and then go right to the end. And if we overlap these, we should be able to line these up if we zoom this in. So, and then move this. And then you can move the smoothness up a little bit if you want. I wouldn't do it all the way up because then it starts getting a bit too smooth for this effect. But now if we go through this frame by frame, you can see it kind of gradually goes through. And I'll show you how to fix up this little problem here in a second. And then again it goes through the wall, and what I did was I just cut, say, there, actually cut there, and then cut back to here, and then just drag those like that. Again, I'll show you how to fix that problem up. And then when I get shot is where I cut it again. So now we've got me going up. There we go. Now we want to cut to me getting shot in the back of the head. So we'll just do a crossfade again. It's better than just a cut. Just a short crossfade just helps blend it in a bit. And this is really fast, as you can see. So to slow this down, hold Control and drag it out like you did with the audio. Drag it out all the way. And it's still a bit slow, so what we can do is add some velocity to slow it down even more. So right click, insert remove envelope, and click velocity. And then if we drag this down to say 30, it's slower. But we want to split to me already getting shot, so about there, and then drag that back. So now, and we'll extend that a bit now because we can now that it's slowed. Alright, so now that we got that, and you can play around the velocity if you want him to fall slow and then speed up towards the end or whatever. And then we get this clip back, drag that over. But as you can see, it keeps the same transition type as before, which is his iris. So just click on that little button there and click the little green thing with a X, and it'll delete it, so it's just a crossfade again. And we'll fade it in at about there. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Now I'll show you how to fix up some of these little errors. So on this first one, what I did was, if you've got the new blue effects here, you can use zoom, go into video effects and use this one called zoom blur, which is here. Or if you don't have it, you can just pretty much do the exact same thing with radial blur. But I prefer zoom blur if you've got it. And then I just use subtle, which is this bottom one here, and drag it onto all three of these clips. So as you can see, it's just like pretty much motion blur. You want to move this first keyframe forward to here, and one frame before that you want to turn the zoom to 0 because you don't want the zoom there the whole time. And then as soon as he shoots and it starts zooming in, you can see it blurs, and then what you can do is bring the exact same effect to the second one. So now if you watch this, you can see it pretty much covers it up, and it really helps just blend it all together. And you can keep it on all through here and then apply it to the last clip again, and then gradually fade it off on this one. So there we go. Just looks like a bit of motion blur and everything. Alright, and the very last thing I did in this edit was the blood splatter in the corner here, so I'll quickly show you how I did that. I'm not going to try and find the exact same ones, but say it was blood splat 3, we just drag that in, and I'll have one in the description if you want it, if you want to download it. Insert a new video track above it and drag this over, and as you can see, it's just this chunky blood splat that kind of hits the screen. And to get rid of this black, right click, go properties, media, alpha channel, and we want to go pre-multiplied. Okay, so now we want to line this up with when you see me getting shot in the head, so we want it to appear there. Alright. It's a bit small, so what we can do is click the track motion button here. I don't actually use it to track the motion, but I just use it to zoom in that whole layer. We'll extend it, sorry. And then we can kind of position it into the corner. So now what you see is I get shot and then the blood hits the camera. And you can add a few more in as well, but I won't be putting any more in the description. Also what you can do is add the same zoom blur as this to kind of match it up a bit, because as you can see this is blurry and that's perfect, but I'll leave that up to you. So now we want to fade this off at the same time, and then he kind of walks off, and that's pretty much it. So I'll render out what I got from this whole thing, and we can just fade in the starts. And so yeah, hope that helped, Phenom, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.